Is your dog reluctant to do usual activities? Dogs are a part of the family, plus our best friends, and the last thing you would want for them is to become extremely sick as a result of your failure to notice their health issues' early warning signs. In this video, we will tell you about the signs that reveal your dog is in urgent need of a vet. By the end of the video, you'll be more informed about when to take your dog to the vet. 1. Unusual consumption patterns. Dogs commonly experience eating problems, and if you notice that your dog has unexpectedly lost interest in their food and has not been eating for a day or two, it may be a cause for concern. Another red flag is if your dog has started eating either less or more than their usual intake, and they've also begun rummaging through the garbage for food. Any of these signs could indicate that it's time to take your dog to the vet. Irregular eating habits in dogs can stem from various issues such as food poisoning, dental problems, or gastrointestinal obstructions. Food poisoning can occur if your dog ingests spoiled or contaminated food, leading to symptoms like loss of appetite, vomiting, and diarrhea. If you suspect that your dog has consumed something harmful, it is crucial to consult a veterinarian immediately. They can assess the situation, provide appropriate treatment, and offer guidance on preventing future instances of food poisoning. 2. Immoderate or limited thirst. Just as it is important to monitor food intake, it is also necessary to keep track of how much water your dog drinks each day. If you are refilling the water bowl more than ordinary and they are urinating more repeatedly, it means that your dog is drinking more than it usually does, and this could be a sign of kidney disease or diabetes. Kidney disease can impair the proper functioning of the kidneys, leading to increased water consumption and frequent urination. Diabetes, on the other hand, affects the body's ability to regulate blood sugar levels, causing massive excessive thirst and subsequent increased water intake. Both conditions require veterinary attention for proper diagnosis and management. Additionally, if your dog is not drinking enough water and not urinating, this indicates digestive issues. Dehydration can result from reduced water intake, which can be caused by various factors such as nausea, discomfort, or an underlying gastrointestinal problem. 3. Vomiting. If your dog is sick and has been continuously vomiting, or you have noticed blood in the vomit, it can be a severe health issue like pancreatitis or obstruction. You should consult a veterinarian immediately. If the vomiting continues, it could cause dehydration and diarrhea. Dehydration can further exacerbate the symptoms and may result in weakness, lethargy, and a decline in overall health. In addition to vomiting, the continuous loss of fluids through vomiting can lead to diarrhea, worsening dehydration and electrolyte imbalances. These complications can rapidly progress and compromise your dog's well-being. Furthermore, persistent vomiting can indicate an underlying condition that requires medical intervention. Pancreatitis, inflammation of the pancreas, can cause severe abdominal pain, vomiting, and loss of appetite. Obstructions in the digestive system, such as foreign objects or masses, can prevent the normal flow of food and can cause repeated vomiting. Both conditions can be serious and may necessitate surgical intervention or specialized treatment. 4. Shivering. People usually ignore when their pet is shivering as they think it's just because their dog is cold, but shivering consistently can also be a symptom of serious health conditions like hypoglycemia, Addison's, and many other diseases. You can never be sure of what it is until you go to the vet. Hypoglycemia, or low blood sugar, is one such condition that can cause shivering in dogs. It occurs when the body's blood sugar levels drop below normal, leading to various symptoms including shivering, weakness, confusion, and even seizures. Addison's disease, a hormonal disorder affecting the adrenal glands, can also present with shivering as one of its symptoms. These are just a few examples, and there are several other diseases that can manifest with shivering as a prominent sign. 5. Changes in stool. A dog's overall health can be known by its stool. A moist and firm stool is a good sign, whereas a hard, dry stool may indicate dehydration or dietary issues. Continuous changes in stool can mean digestive inflammation, an allergy, or a disease. You should also watch for blood or worms in the stool. If these are regular, you should get your dog checked by the vet immediately. 6. Fatigue. Dogs are very energetic and active in general. They love playing around and exercising, which also keeps them healthy. If your active dog suddenly feels tired all the time, is uninterested in playing, going on walks, or participating in usual activities, you should consult a veterinarian to identify the problem. 7. Sleeping problems. A change in their sleeping habits can also be a sign of a health problem. If they are sleeping more, it can mean that they are weak, depressed, and might even have diabetes. On the other hand, if your dog is sleeping less than usual, that could mean that they might be suffering from anxiety, arthritis, or kidney disease. All of these are very serious problems and should be treated as soon as possible. 8. Limping. If your pet is having difficulty getting up or down or seems limp, it could be a sign of a health issue. Your dog might have arthritis, an injury, or even a broken bone. You should take your dog to the vet immediately. Injuries such as strains or sprains can also result in limping. Dogs are active creatures that can easily twist or strain their muscles and ligaments during play, exercise, or even from everyday activities. If your dog experiences sudden lameness or limping following a physical activity, it is important to have them evaluated by a veterinarian to determine the extent of the injury and provide appropriate treatment. 9. Whining or crying. Whining or crying can indicate an injury or a problem your pet is experiencing. For instance, when they're suddenly shy in front of you and whine, they need to be taken to a vet. Your pet can require x-rays and a thorough examination to identify the issue. Whining or crying can stem from various causes. It could be due to an injury sustained during physical activity or accidental trauma. It may also be a sign of internal discomfort or pain resulting from an underlying medical condition or disease. Identifying the root cause is essential to provide appropriate treatment and alleviate your pet's distress. 10. Weight loss or weight gain. If your dog suddenly puts on or loses a lot of weight without changing their hunger, that might be a sign of a medical issue. Losing a lot of weight can be because of excessive vomiting and diarrhea, and it's very dangerous. Even if your overweight dog has abruptly lost weight, it's not something to ignore and should be checked with the vet. 11. Coughing or difficulty in breathing. When you witness your dog having difficulty in breathing, sneezing, or coughing too much, having nasal discharge, or panting excessively, it can be a sign of a respiratory issue. It's important to seek veterinary care. Panting can be a sign of discomfort, anxiety, or an indication of other health issues. 12. Runny or cloudy eyes. Dogs' eyes are very important. It's not uncommon to have eye problems in dogs. Any eye issues in dogs are always serious and should not be dismissed. If you notice a sudden change in your dog's eye color, discharge or redness, or if your dog is having difficulty opening its eyes, it can indicate an infection or a wound. A checkup should be done immediately. Diseases and infections in the eyes can advance rapidly and induce blindness. 13. Scratching ears or licking their feet excessively. It is also common to have skin problems in dogs. Dogs in good health should have smooth skin and hair that is free of dryness, bald spots, and redness. When your pet begins dragging its hindquarters around the floor or repeatedly licking an area, it could be an indication of parasites, anal gland problems, or even urinary tract problems, and you should call your veterinarian. So these are the warning signs of pet health problems that you should know of. It is advised that you should not ignore any signs, and also shouldn't wait for the problem to resolve on its own. It will be easier to get the disease cured if it's noticed in its early stages and taken care of beforehand. Ignoring it can make them worse and even life-threatening. Regular checks are also vital to avoid any problems because they will be treated and resolved earlier.